So glad to have you. No one else would take us, mainly because we're both homeless and live in a fucking beetroot field. It's, I would say, the premier beetroot field. There aren't many beetroot fields that get better than ours. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of them going
You're
around.
running for mayor. What's that been like?
How's that been stressful? It's been very stressful. Yes.
I could understand that. There's been a lot of slander, propaganda.
Yes.
A real lot of things, honestly. I think I saw someone get shot. Point is,
a whole slew
it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Jumped. I've held a rally. The polls have been insanely
You
close.
assassinated someone. I saw that. You assassinated someone. That was crazy.
Was assassinated. It's been it's been a wild ride. Yeah, for a Minecraft election.
Let's talk on that. Let's talk on policy, because you've already had a speech. And we just want to dive more into those ideas behind your policy. Like, what is that dog sign?
I can just hear it in the back. I can't see it, but I can
I hear it.
Just hear it growling.
There's like is there just a dog somewhere around here?
It's somewhere in the field.
I can't even see it. Like, I'm in free cam. I'm looking around. Severe lack of
We've got hounds in the field to hunt out mice that may cause pestilence within our fields.
I get this one sometimes.
Do not worry about them. They are completely normal. It's completely fine.
What a wild statement.
I can't fucking okay. Let's ignore the hounds. The hounds are gonna keep growling. That's so annoying.
They do what they want. They do what they want. It's totally understandable.
They're sniffing something on you, StrikeTV.
/kill entities.
They saw a politician and they thought, ooh, a rat.
Growling. It's under your chair. It's just growling. Anyways, policies, right.
Policies. No, it's kind of hard to get a gauge on what your policies will be, because you're not someone who is very open to change. Because you're currently owning the server. There's nothing that you really want to, there are aspects you want to improve on, but they're a lot more minor than what other people may want to do, much more radical.
There's always room for improvement, you know, but there's no need for drastic change, because right now, the server is in the healthiest state that it's been in since Mirthcraft 1.
That's true. That's very true.
We've changed a lot. Yes, exactly. We've changed a lot. All of the changes have culminated to the best season out of all 8 seasons. You know, everything has led to this, and I don't see any reason to make a drastic change when what we're doing right now is working perfectly fine. I mean, I stated most of this during my latest rally. You know, we're at peak engagement, we're at peak activity, creativity is at an all-time high. You know, people are motivated, we're still logging in. I feel no need to change. You know, what you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So in some sense, you really are a radical. It's just that the changes have already been implemented and they're now the new status quo. So now you're the centrist.
Sense,
it was seen as radical back when we first did it, but you know, now it's, how can you call it radical when we're living in it?
If it's the norm, it's the norm.
It's the norm.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
The new norm, some might even say. Okay, sorry.
I was gonna say that. I was thinking the exact same thing as well. I wanted to say, I'm glad you did.
What are some issues that are currently do exist within the server that you are looking to address? Like, what are some things that you yourself have noticed and are looking to... Okay, we found the hound. It's here.
Yeah.
It's my dog. I lost him, like, yesterday. You remember when, like, you were, like, doing your villages?
Yeah.
And I was, like... Audio listeners, but my dog that I found in the middle of the woods just teleported back to me after a day of not just bothering, just being
it's
lost.
Very loud. It's very loud, and it's very annoying.
Why is it loud? Why is it so
This
loud?
is why I prefer cats. They don't growl. They don't growl at you.
There we go.
I think it's
See,
gonna
he's
keep
well behaved.
growling.
All right,
He's well
so
trained.
you were asking about
yeah, what are issues you would like to combat within the server?
I think
like
definitely
issues that you noticed.
Yeah. Number one is probably perfecting the permit system, which I know is a hot load coming from the guy who made it. But we made it in a very early testing stage, and there's a lot of progress to be made with it and a lot of ironing out
It's
to
a
do.
prototype in a sense.
Exactly,
It's a prototype and it needs to be perfected.
Yeah, exactly. It's just something that over time will get better. And for now, just needs a little bit more care. Other than that, I think primarily events, more community spaces, things for people to do, to bond and connect with, to have fun, is severely lacking. So more of those, 100%. I think Marshy runs on that same idea, but there's no problem with that. I think that's
There's
okay.
no
like
problem
events
with
and
having.
whatnot.
Why are there? Oh, I'm just watching.
I was about to
villagers.
say, I saw a villager just kind of run past, and I didn't really want to comment
We've got
on
a very
but
it's like expressive background today.
Very
We've got the
dynamic,
dogs
yeah,
and the
dude, this is
villagers.
sick.
My
This is
background's
really
the other
something.
way. I totally missed it. What?
Oh,
Don't worry, I've
that's
got a very
terrible.
dynamic camera angle, so we'll see all of what's going on
He's
right
got
now.
a few cameras set up here. This is-
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Don't
He's got
check,
weird
under the
eyes.
seat. Got a very.
Whoa.
That's disgusting.
not that.
frankly,
Ew.
That's frankly disgusting. I am
I can't even aim
so
at you
sorry
properly.
for my coworker.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens.
I'm-
It happens to the best of us.
Does it
I don't think you want to
not?
call them the best of us in that case, but okay.
Yeah, he's certainly not the best of us. I'd say he's one of the worst of us.
Coming from you is wild, just saying.
That's insane. That's crazy.
I'm
Right.
gonna run for president. What are some tips for running for president? Like
Tips for running?
You've been through it. Yeah, tips for running. For future runners.
Absolutely connecting with the Mirthers and knowing, what they want. Running on something
Lots
that
of
nobody
rallies,
wants
lots
isn't
of
going to get you
speeches.
anywhere. It's going to cause you extra stress trying to figure it out. It's much easier to just ask and listen, and they'll tell you. Run on those. You know what I mean?
So lie. Lie is what you're
On
saying.
that-
No,
on
don't
that
lie.
note-
Make change. You're not lying as to what you're running on. You're changing your campaign to run on these policies. You're going to do them. It's just a lot of the stress comes from how am I going to make an impact compared to what others could,
That's fair. On that note, though, I would like to ask, if you do become the owner at StrikeTV, I would like you to give everyone.
Can we have policy requests? Oh, is he just?
I just couldn't think of anything. I genuinely stopped for a minute and had to process the words that were coming out of my mouth.
That's an idea though. Policy request. We request
That
a
is
policy.
actually really good.
If there's
yeah.
if there's one policy you could request, Mark, with the mayor right in front of you,
Right.
it has to be within reason.
Legalize guns in Murphcraft.
Maybe.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of calls for drug legalization.
All right. Okay. Here's mine. Once a month, there's a purge. There's a purge,
gosh.
and you do a ranking of the richest people and the poorest people, and depending on how poor and worthless and weak and pathetic you are given things so you can kill rich people.
Wow.
Just to spice it up a little, just to kind of discourage classism in a sense.
When
Because
you
then
said
poor
you had
people-
radical policies, this isn't what I
Yeah,
thought you
I
had
know.
in mind.
You can't see
Listen.
me right now, but my jaw is on the floor after that. Holy shit, I was
Listen.
not expecting that.
I'm not a fan of rich people. I've never been a fan of rich people. They
Well-
turned my wheat field into beetroot. You can see that. I'm still not happy about it. I
Well,
would
listen,
love to
cannot
kill them.
While I cannot introduce a purge, unfortunately, I
Wow.
can work towards a future of equalizing the wealth distribution in Mirthcraft. Would
Less
that
class
be to your
disparity.
liking?
That would be lovely. What policies would you implement that would move towards that? What ideas do you have?
I can't really tell you, oh, well, I could come up with it off the top of my head right now. But what I can say is we could definitely move towards fluctuating taxes depending on wealth and income. And while that would take
So
a lot of work,
eating
it
the
would definitely...
rich.
Yeah,
Eating the
essentially,
rich in a
but
sense.
not to the point where they're going to be dirt poor, but definitely helping
Like
give
me.
back to the community from those people who have such wealth.
No, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's
That's actually a reasonable solution. Mine, not so much.
Yours
You
What
would
are
be
can,
your
you can
thoughts?
identify when he's insane, but yeah,
Mine would be effective. Mine would be it would be streamlined. People wouldn't like it, but it would
Yeah.
be streamlined.
It would be,
Very
it would be
efficient,
streamlined, effective, a one night overnight
yeah,
solution.
it'd be boom,
yeah.
boom, 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 boom. Class disparity
Exactly.
solved. Like
Solved,
within a week,
100%.
we'd have it done. We'd have it done.
But then whenever the richest are dead, isn't there just a new rich person?
yeah, but
what
then
if
it
they're not
cycles.
rich?
But then it cycles.
I see. I see.
Because the poor
Jesus.
people become rich for a month, and because they killed all the rich people.
So we just
the
want to
rich people
encourage
are-
the rich people
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give back more to the community in any
Yeah,
way.
so they don't get killed by the poor
Or
people.
they just
Yeah,
die, yeah, that's
exactly.
crazy.
So the gap slowly closes until it's a perfect 50-50, and we don't have to do the purge anymore. But then people start getting rich again, so we'll eventually have to restart it. The point is, we're getting too much into the idea of the purge. This is your policy, not mine. I'm never getting elected. Let's be
I'm
real
starting
here.
to see why you're not
Oh,
gonna
I
get
mean,
elected.
why not
or
try?
even
You might as
try
well
to
throw your
run.
hat into the ring. You never know. You
I
never know. Look at
I will
America.
throw my straw. I will throw my straw hat into the ring, and people will say, "You're a crazy person. What is wrong with you?"
Oh, believe me, I
And
heard a
it'll
lot
be
of that these
great.
past few months, and then what do you know? Real life has turned into a dumpster fire. So I mean, you never know. It's worth a try.
It is what it is. It all.
It is
So
what
let's
it is.
Start
repeat
the
it in
end, really.
Minecraft. Let's fucking go.
But listen,
yeah.
I've got another talking point. There's been a lot of. I think there's been a slow and gradual divide between two groups of people within Murphcraft. I think you know what I'm on about. Murph City and Crown Haven. They've separated. They're like 1,000 blocks apart from each other. You have to do a big long trek through the Nether to get to them. Like, do you have any plans to combat the issue of how difficult it is to connect with our neighbors across the water?
Yeah,
Our very
absolutely.
rich neighbors.
Our very rich neighbors. Well,
Our
one
very rich
common
neighbors.
misconception
Yeah.
about Mirthcraft City is that people assume it's a Crown Haven equivalent. Everybody lives in there and purely operates in there, but that was never the intention behind Mirth City. The intention behind Mirth City was a project that everybody could work on together. Now, whether you choose to live in this project is completely up to you, but it shouldn't be seen as a Mirth City versus Crown Haven ordeal. Crown Haven is a society that people are living in Mirthcraft. Mirth City
They do
is a
live
project.
in a society.
Yes, Mirth City is a place
Yeah.
for us to gather and for us to put our heads together, but not intended as a Crown Haven equivalent.
I'm personally separate from a society. I live off the land. As
Right,
you
yes, off
say.
the beat, off the wheat and beat.
beat.
off the wheat and the beat. That's the wheat and the beat. I
wheat
wake
and the
up.
beat.
I live off the wheat and the beat. I go to sleep. It's simple.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. A simple man, that's what people want in an owner.
Yeah, well, not so simple in the policies.
Yeah, what a
Pretty crazy,
simple
the
man
policies.
has the most radical policies. I respect it. You'd have my vote.
I'm a modern day Teddy Roosevelt in a sense.
Yes, yes. But to answer your question, in order to lessen that divide, it's tough. It's a tall order, and I'm not going to say 100% that I could do it, but I can say 100% that I would work towards that goal of unifying Crown Haven and the rest of the Mirthers. Now, with new generations coming in, there's no telling what's going to happen, but we can definitely work towards a future of, maybe everybody lives in Crown Haven and works in Mirth City, or another Crown Haven equivalent crops up, and then, but that would be a healthy future as well. Both sides of the coin are great options. I don't really see a negative downside to at least working towards a more united Mirth City and Mirth society, if you will.
Mirth
yeah,
world.
a Mirth
The
craft,
greater
some
Mirth
even would say.
blacks.
Yes,
Sorry, I'm drinking
Pretty
my water.
interesting.
no worries.
Do you want some water? I don't have any to give you. I'm just asking.
I would love some water. Thanks for
Shameful.
asking.
Or like the little asterisk, like the roleplay action gives water.
Gives
Here,
gives
water.
bread. Thank you.
That's perfect. We
Nailed
don't have.
it.
It's really quite a low budget studio. You can see we don't even have walls.
Oh, but it's humble.
It is humble.
Humble,
It's very humble.
yeah.
Humble
It's very
beyond
humble.
really.
What's wrong with
It's
humble?
There's nothing wrong with humble.
There's nothing wrong with
Exactly.
humble.
I would argue that humble is better than some big fancy studio apartment.
I'm very
Like
humble.
like
I see
him.
where you're coming from.
You just you calling me.
You live in a train station. Listen, we're
That's,
getting off
that
topic.
doesn't really
here.
even count at that point. It's a
We're
fucking like
getting-
mode of
we're-
transport.
But both things you worked very hard for. They just each have their own difficulties that are unique to
It's
each
kind
other.
of just happened overnight. I'm gonna be honest.
Beatfield
Pig
much
field.
more difficult. Beatfield
Mhm.
much more difficult.
Mhm.
Just immaculately. I've been thinking of expanding, honestly. Just
Ooh.
maybe taking it across the river over there.
I feel like some
Westwood
people might be a
expansion,
little
Toby.
unhappy about that, considering the pushback I've heard to the wheat field expansion.
But this is the beat
There-
field, so it's different.
Listen,
That's true.
until it's written in paper and I've got a formal complaint, I don't see an issue. Until
You're
they
not
take me to
stopping
court.
court,
until
In
the
the mailbox.
lawsuit comes in, yeah?
I'm not stopping until the big hammer of justice strikes me down and puts me in federal jail for crimes
Wow.
against Earth.
Right, I hear that.
That's my.
You have
that's
a
my
mission. I
tipping
respect
point.
it.
I have a mission, and that mission is to plant a lot of weight in a very long and arduous period of time.
Right.
Because I just love people so much, and I love feeding people and their mouths.
That was a odd way of putting it, for sure. Yeah.
It's true though. It's true though.
I'm suddenly nervous
very
this bread is
charitable.
laced.
It's not laced with
Don't
anything.
eat it. Don't eat it.
Eat the bread.
I'm full on haunchers,
It'll-
I think. Yeah, I am.
It'll win you presidency. Speaking of presidency, you're having a debate later today. How are you feeling
Yes.
about that?
Very nervous, I
exactly.
won't lie. I've been very excited for it, though.
In a sense, this is like
Uh-oh. Totally crashed.
Dog, I'm not gonna
wow,
lie.
that's
The
terrible.
constant crashing is definitely not helping the coherent, like, structure of whatever's happening right now.
This
Yeah.
is coherent. This is consistent. It's simple.
I have
You
no
sure?
idea why the server's
understandable.
crashing, and it's immensely frustrating, but I will continue to look
It
into
is
it.
all Glitch Kid's fault. I think you should blame
It's-
it all on Glitch Kid.
I see.
What a
I
glitch
see.
kid.
I think you should say, Glitch Kid, why do you keep crashing my server?
Okay, so you were saying some say that this is and then my game cut out.
Yeah, this I would call this is like your beta debate. This is like your pre-debate. We're warming you up here. We're getting
Right.
you ready.
Right,
In a
yeah, that
sense.
makes sense. I'm
I'd say
warming
so.
up the public speaking muscles. Right.
Yeah, you're probably we're yeah, we're like
Or
we're like your
alternatively, we tire
classroom.
him out, and then he doesn't want to do the debate anymore. This is our ultimate plan. This could, like, backfire heavily on
That
you.
just gave me a thought. Strike TV. I just an idea.
Right.
People get busy. Some people might not show up to this debate. I
Mhm.
do not want to run for president, but I do want to debate.
Oh my
If someone doesn't show up, can I take their
We've
And
changed the debate at this moment. It's just going to crash the server. I swear to God, the ops are against this meeting, dude.
They do
What
not
a
want
day.
it. Machi's like kicking the fucking router. Machi's like, get them out the fuck
This
over.
is gonna be, if this continues up until the debate, that will be a spectacle.
Yeah,
A real
right.
spectacle.
Mid speech, just everyone unanimously cuts out.
And back to it. Back to my idea.
Yes, your idea.
Would you allow that.
For you to debate? No, because it's just going to be me and Marshy for the debate today.
Oh wait, have the rest of them no-shows? Oh, that's terrible.
They're not no-shows. This was just a miscommunication on our part. Dungeon was going to be a no-show. I know that much. I don't know about. I think server was planning to show. But they said it's fine. Poke has not responded.
Silly.
Yeah.
Damn. I really wanted to just air out all of my ideas just in front of a whole crowd of people, but it's okay.
If only
I'll
there
do that
was
next
a
time
name
around.
for something like that.
Listen, StrikeTV. I'm not no big show around here. I'm poor. I'm homeless. I'm new here.
You
So
live
why
in my
don't you build
fucking
a
train
home?
station.
Those are all. That's a great point, StrikeTV. But that will not get people showing up to my rallies.
I
Because
see.
people don't want to hear what a little guy like me has to say. All these big.
Well, it
big
starts
people
with
in
advertising. You gotta hook
their
'em.
big houses.
Says big
You gotta hook
people
'em.
and then looks to me, even though I'm like, what, half your
You're like-
size?
You're like medium sized.
I'm
Like at least 15
medium sized.
calories.
Yes.
I'm way more than 15 calories. Ow.
You're like
Sorry,
a gummy
20.
bear.
Yeah.
25.
You're like a packet of gummy bears.
Sugar-free gummy bears.
Yeah, I'm sugar-free. I appreciate
gummy
that.
bears.
I don't
Have you
like,
seen what sugar-free gummy bears do to your body?
No.
Wait, what?
Dude, like if you ever have one, if you ever want to have a fun weekend, eat a full bag of sugar-free gummy bears.
What did they do to you?
What did they
Are
put
they
in them?
laced?
Basically, yeah, they're essentially laced if you eat too many.
What?
It like
What
makes
are
you
they laced
explode
with?
on the toilet repeatedly. It's horrible.
Well, that's
There's
a
like a
fun
whole
weekend.
like Reddit thread about it because somebody said they bought and ate a whole bag and then almost had to go to the hospital because of the havoc they were wreaking on their body. It's insane because they're just sugar-free gummy bears.
The havoc they were wreaking.
Okay, no, I do honestly understand it because gummy bears are like pure glucose and sugar, right? Like
Yeah.
that's all they're comprised of. So if it's sugar free, that's just glucose, which is like energy, which your body needs to get rid of.
Yeah.
Like, or you will just get super fat. So yeah, I think shitting your guts out does make sense.
Jesus Christ, man.
It's
Like,
horrible. Anyway, sorry about that.
That's
But
expected.
yeah,
No,
unfortunately,
no,
I
that's a good
cannot
opinion.
meet your suggestion for the debate.
That's honestly, it's okay. I want to see what Marshy's policies are because we've heard a lot about yours. We've heard a lot about
Turnaround
yours.
is crazy. The turnaround back to this after talking about violently shitting out
Sugar-free
gummy bears is crazy.
I'll buy you two
Oh,
pack. I'll
God.
send it over. But
That's
for
great.
StrikeTV, he'll send you
The
sugar-free
ship-
gummy bears.
The
You know you
shipping
can
will
get
be
them
like
real
40
cheap
quid.
too. Like if you
The
really
shipping-
want to ruin somebody's day,
Which I always do, naturally, yeah.
oh
as,
yeah,
as we all wish to do.
yeah.
That's
But
really what we all want.
back on topic. As far as Marshy's policies go, all that we've
you have much of
seen
an
up to
idea?
this point is he plans to make events. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's owned before. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
He says I need a break, which no, but sure. I see where he's coming from. But what else is
Get
he
out, old
offering?
man.
Has he said anything else that we've seen?
No, I don't think he
Not
has.
really. No.
I don't
I
think
think-
there's even been a rally up to this point.
I think, honestly, Marshy, his entire appeal, he's kind of like Kamala Harris in this sense. It's a weird comparison, because that's comparing you to Trump. But the idea is that the main appeal of voting for Marshy is that he is the best that is not StrikeTV.
Change. He advocates for change, but doesn't tell
we
you
don't know what that change is. We don't know
entails
what that change is.
change. Yes, exactly.
You know what change I want? I want to murder everyone with over a stack of diamonds. I want them all dead.
Can I move my seat like 1 block away?
Like the
I want the
screech sound that a chair makes whenever you move it.
They're connected. You can escape me.
Legally binding. He made me write a contract before doing this. He
Oh.
put in the fine print. On the big beat experience, I signed off, but it was
Yeah,
you have
you
to
didn't have to
near
sign
me.
anything because I couldn't
see.
make you sign anything because you're the mayor and you make the laws, so I can't lie to you about the laws.
True.
So,
I have a
got you,
question
like,
for you guys, actually. I'm turning the tables on you.
No,
I'm not flipping this table all the way around.
Mark, get out of your seat.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, get out of the seat. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, audio listeners, we're switching places with StrikeTV right now.
Oh, this is immensely hard to do in free cam.
It was easy for me to do. I don't know why you're complaining about
I cannot do it in free cam. I have like my FOV set to like 30, so why can I? Is there still stuff in my hand? There we go.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
there is.
we did it. We got there.
Yeah, what's your question?
Such a simple solution.
So my question is this. We've changed a lot in Mirth for this upcoming season. I think the most notable and controversial change is going to be the laws and the law system. As you know, Splunk is about to be sued. But that aside, that also implies that there is a legal system in place, right? So what are y'all's thoughts on this legal system of owner house and, suing lawsuit system that's going on?
Well, listen, I think if it were up to me, I'd have a separate group of people that conduct the laws, because having a house member or like the owner be the only judge, that's a little silly. I think it should be a separate thing entirely.
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. I wrote these the new process for the lawsuits yesterday. It's in the courthouse. It's a 10-page document. It details
10
that
pages.
For lawsuits, the first move that happens is let's use our lawsuit for example, Splunk. So I'm mad at Splunk.
Example.
And I'm suing him. So my first move is going to be sending the official complaint to the house. The house takes care of these lawsuits. Then the house decides if it's worth moving on, right? Like if it's worth entertaining this at all. If it is, then they officially notify and send a copy of the complaint to the defendant, which is Splunk in this case. Splunk can choose to either say, my bad, I'll fix it, or he'll choose to fight it in court.
I can't really fix it at this point. It's kind of an irreversible mistake.
Well, you'll just stop, right? Like, stop doing what you're doing. And take
I've stopped for a while now, to be fair.
Yeah. If he chooses to buckle down, then the first step is mediation. The house sits down with the plaintiff and defendant, and both parties have to agree to terms. If they don't, then it moves to trial. The judge is going to be an impartial judge selected by the house, not the owner. Does that make sense?
He does hate me and you equally, to be fair, so, I mean, he would be a pretty good judge, all things considered.
Right. Then, trial happens, judge makes their decision, so on and so forth. The rest is, I don't really need to explain and waste your time on. There is an appeal system as well. So yeah, thoughts on this as a whole implementing into Mirthcraft?
I think objectively, in a sense of this, it makes sense. What I'm thinking about is the house that is chosen and the owner themselves, because these could widely affect how the laws are governed. Because if the house is a bunch of no fun pissy pantses and they choose to sue me for my big ol' wheat field. Someone chooses to sue me for that, and they're like, I hate that wheat field. We're gonna let this pass. We're gonna bang our bailiffs or whatever the hammer's called.
Don't do that.
And
Well, if it's the
off.
majority, then we can assume, not safely, but assume that the majority opinion therefore rules for the latter, which means it might be for the best that you have to hang up the farmer's hat. If this were to happen, using your example.
If I had to
Scandalous.
hang up the farmer's hat, I don't know what I'd do with myself, StrikeTV.
Right.
I don't
So
know where
genuine.
I'd go.
The appeal system, if I remember correctly, goes back through the owner instead of the house, because it wouldn't make sense to directly go back to the house. But yeah, that's the system is designed to be as impartial as possible while satisfying everybody involved. And just like real governments and legal systems, sometimes this isn't perfect, and sometimes you get the worst scenario, which, while rare,
Which is
does
me winning.
happen.
Which is me winning. Because
Which is
nobody
me.
wants that.
Yes.
Because
Right.
nobody wants that.
I don't mind the wheat field personally. I like the wheat field, but
I'm
I
quite a
wouldn't.
big fan.
Well, I mean, you're the one who planted the wheat field,
Quite a big fan.
right? Anyways, let's go ahead and switch back here. Oh,
We should probably move back into our
Okay, I got this.
designated seats.
hey, I got it first try.
Boom.
Look at that.
Boom, perfect. Incredible. Oh, he's struggling.
There we go.
Take your
there
time.
So, thanks. I really appreciate the help. Yeah.
we are. Yeah, tough. I just
Tough,
sit
tough.
normally because I don't have like weird eyes. I don't have any eyes. You ever think about that?
Yeah,
I
mustache
assumed your eyes were like, hidden under the hat by the shadow.
No.
Your eyes
there's
are very high up. It's like
No, there's just no eyes.
a
It's
weird
I
little
see.
bug creature.
a kind of an abyss of a face. That
You're
is
like
masked
you're
by
just
hat
a
and
weird bug,
mustache.
but like that's awesome. Who doesn't love
I'm
weird
just
bugs?
I'm a weird little bug. That
You're a
plasmas
funky
fields.
guy.
That's
Like, what's
why
wrong with
the
that?
dog hates me. Because I'm a bug, and I spread pestilence everywhere I go. It's not my fault.
I don't mean to do it. It just happens.
Listen.
Alright, anything else for me?
Anything else? Is there anything else? You got anything to ask me?
Anything else? I mean, all I really wanted to ask was, in terms of, since we know that, It's Me Marshy, his big thing is like, hey, remember the karaoke bar? If I win, we can do more events like that. What kind of events and like community driven things are you planning to do if you get elected? Like stuff similar to the karaoke bar and whatnot.
So we tossed around a few ideas. The first, most prominent, being the mini games festival, which is going to happen. I think no matter who wins, it's going to happen pretty promptly after the election. If I'm elected, it will happen very quickly. The only issue holding that back is Demise is still happening. There's, I think, 4 people, including me, that are still involved in Demise. We have that. We tossed around the idea of a Spleef Tower event, calling back to Mirthcraft 1. I wanted to do a building competition in the future. More also events that help members interact with each other and, talk to Mirthers that they don't usually speak to.
I have an idea for an
Secret
event.
Santa.
Yeah.
Let's find a chunk and let's build a big old border around it. And let's just put 2 people in there and see how long they last.
Like a fucking Mr. Beast video.
Yeah, like a Mr. Beast video. Exactly.
If
You
you
want the
stay in
event
this
to be
chunk,
like-
I'll give you 100 diamonds. Fucking ultra
That would go
capitalistic.
really hard.
Yeah,
That
we-
would
we
go
put
kinda hard,
10
actually.
we put 10 people in one chunk. We put
Right.
10 people in one chunk and
Right.
just see what they do with it.
Yeah.
I think one of the events I for sure want to do is the Secret Santa. Those
Secret
are always
Santa,
fun.
That's something.
It's hard to go wrong. And for the Americans, a Thanksgiving event would also be pretty nice.
We're excluded from that.
Well, you wouldn't be
We don't get
excluded. It's
invited.
just I don't think
I
you
have no
care.
thanks to give. I have no
Yeah,
thanks
I
to
was gonna
give.
say you can join. It's just I don't think you'd give a damn because it's
I
you know
can't,
not your
I
holiday.
can't thank anyone.
It
There's
would be
nothing-
so funny if it was exclusively America. All the British people just do not get invited. Do
Yeah.
not get any notion that it's happening.
Just
make a big
excluded,
turkey
that's
island.
crazy.
Make a big turkey island, and everyone has to show their passport to get in.
You,
And if
you guys
they-
heard it
if they're
first.
unwilling-
StrikeTV hates British people, confirmed in the Big Beat
And
Experience
you know what?
podcast.
And you know what? That's fair play. I'm not a fan of Brits either. You know what
What's
they
wrong with
did?
Brits? The only thing
Irish
wrong with them is their
history.
food. The food is
You
bland.
ever heard of the Ulster? What do you call it? The Ulster
The-
plantation. The Ulster plantation. I'm getting historical on your ass right now. So
I don't know
basically-
any British history, dude.
Yeah,
I'm all
this is
American. I'm
Irish
full-blooded
history.
bald eagle.
So basically, for a long time, Ireland has existed right beside the UK, and the UK has hated that for a very long time. They don't like it because they like being a little island. They like that they have all this water surrounding them that protects them, that means nobody can get near them and kill their queen.
Right. How
Mhm.
lame.
Yeah, very lame. Very
Right.
But the idea is Ireland is very close to the UK. It's like a 30-minute boat trip. It's really nothing at all. So if people want to get and kill the Queen in England or whatever wherever, they can go to Ireland. They can consolidate land. They can build troops there, and then they can make their way over to England. And the UK has hated that for since 1066. They have always thought about this, and they've been like, we need to take control of Ireland, because if we do not, we will die. We will die because it is
Oh.
not yeah.
Wow.
So
I
Yeah.
didn't know anything
they've-
about this.
Yeah,
This is pretty-
you know the Irish potato famine?
I do know about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually an act done about by the British. They went and they poisoned basically 90% of all crop fields in Ireland
Hmm.
as to starve out the population. And what they would do is they would send men over, and they would say, hey, because I skipped a part. In Ireland, it's the primary religion at the time was Catholicism, which is Protestants, Catholics, all of that. It's like two same types of Christianity, but there's minor differences, so everyone makes a big deal about it. Basically, most of England Protestant, most of Ireland Catholic. And what the English would do is they would send over missionaries, quote unquote, who would
Right.
go around and they would say, hey, renounce your faith, become a Protestant, take the O out of your name, basically your last name. If your name was like O'Neilly, that would be a signifier of being Catholic. And they would take the O out of your name, and you'd just be like Neely or Neil. The idea is, and then they would give you food for that, for submitting and becoming a part.
Interesting. Right. So
Yeah.
forcing religion through hunger.
Yeah, basically. This went on for a while. It didn't really work. They got a few, but it didn't really work at all.
Right.
So what they do later down the line, this is now the 1800s, 1900s, is somewhere around that time, somewhere before World War One. And what they're doing is they think, all right, this is still bad. Ireland's still there. They speak our language now because we subjugated them for 1,000 years, but they still hate us because
Right.
who wouldn't?
Right.
So what their idea is they set up this idea called the Ulster Plantation. And what they do is they get a bunch of British people on boats and they send them off to the north of Ireland. They send them off to Belfast, which is it is the capital of Northern
Capital,
Ireland.
yeah.
It wasn't a capital at the time. Then basically what happens is this happens for a few generations, and there becomes a prominent community of Protestants in Ireland, the north of Ireland. And what happens is they have a referendum and they vote on segregating from Ireland and joining the United Kingdom, because Ireland isn't a part of it, obviously. And so basically there's these six areas, these 6 states of Ireland that are now a part of the United Kingdom.
Right. Messy.
Messy, very messy. But in these areas, it isn't 100%. It isn't 100% Protestants because, well, obviously there were Irish people who lived there prior and never moved. So what ends up happening is there are these people who, like, basically Catholics, Irish people, naturally Irish people, become second-class citizens in these areas because the British want to prioritize housing for their own people.
Right.
Mm. So this happens for a very long time, and at a point, like paramilitary groups get involved, the IRA, the UDF, yada yada yada, and this happens on and on. A lot of cars get bombed. Margaret Thatcher was a terrible person. Not a fan
Yeah,
of
I'm
Margaret
aware of that
Thatcher.
much.
Crazy!
Ding
Yeah.
Hot
dong, the
take.
wicked bitch is dead.
Yeah, no, she did not just ruin the UK. She also ruined Ireland.
Right.
Yeah.
Decided to
Basically.
take everybody down with her.
Yeah,
She fucked with
really.
us a wee bit, but it doesn't matter because Wales is, for all intents and purposes, still, you know, part of like
A
England
shithole.
and the UK and all that. You just call sorry. That's my way of putting it. I wasn't gonna say it, but thank you for taking the words out of my
Yeah,
mouth
but
pretty much.
this
Yeah.
this happens. But this happens for a long period of time until something called the Good Friday Agreement, where the two paramilitaries agree, hey, we're killing a lot of people. We've both done things that are wrong. We're gonna put down the guns and we're just gonna stop killing each other. Which is
Oh,
great.
just like
Base.
that.
That's, yeah, just a
Yeah.
good thing. But
That's very nice.
Northern Ireland's still separated. So that, but
Right.
it's less. There's less tension now, and people aren't being treated as second-class citizens anymore. And then we built the Titanic.
Ah,
That didn't really like affect anything to do with it. It's funny that we did that right after.
It's just a thing right after that kind of
yay,
happened.
world
Yeah,
peace,
I guess.
bonk.
Yeah.
really.
World peace iceberg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. That's bad.
But
And
God
this
said
is all
iceberg.
happening. This all
He
happened
did.
throughout World War One and World War Two, up until after in both of them. So it's a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Why did I start talking about this?
I don't know. It was a nice little history lesson.
It was a nice
I like
history
that we have
lesson,
a bit
though.
of
I was indulged.
we have a
Yeah,
bit of
it's-
diversity on this podcast, as it
Yeah.
were. This
Mhm.
big beat experience. We got a bit of diverse talk, not all just policies
Mhm.
and serious shit.
We started talking
Now
about
we
it
get to
because of
talk
the
about
Thanksgiving idea. That's why.
Yeah,
True.
no,
True,
yeah,
that
and
is
then
what
you
we've
said,
done,
why
yeah.
would you ever hate the British? And this is why, me personally, not
Yeah.
the biggest fan.
Fair enough. Fair enough. They've.
reasonable.
Yeah, America has
Mhm.
its reasons too, but I think that's obvious. I don't need to go over why America is not typically
Mhm.
besties with the British.
No, please, let's go over a
actually
whole
very
like
fun
play-by-play.
fact. Very fun fact. The IRA, one of the paramilitary groups, actually went over to America famously and got funding from people. They were a charity over in
Yeah.
America, and they were like, "Come help your Irish brethren," because there's a large population of Irish people that moved over to America, which is,
Yeah.
I think is very funny. That a paramilitary group got a bunch of funding from America.
It's very easy to get funding from American people.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just
Well,
a nice piece of history.
was there any other questions for me?
Was there any other like events that you were planning? Because we did kind of get sidetracked by the Thanksgiving thing. Was that the end of it, or?
I could just go and relist. We had the minigames festival, Secret Santa, Thanksgiving event, Spleef event. You know, all these things to work on
The
bringing Murthas
minigames
closer.
event does kind of sound like Fall Guys.
Which one? Oh,
Fall Guys.
Full,
You know Fall Guys.
full guys.
actually, we could just make a Fall Guys event.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that'd be
just
fun.
make Fall Guys.
Murph guys. I don't know.
Murph
Something like
guys,
that.
Mirth guys.
yeah. Murph Guys.
You're doing your best.
Murph guys. I'm really trying my best right now. There's a lot of kids running around the house. I'm very tired today. I'm
That's
trying
fair.
to catch up. He asked me earlier before you joined, "Oh, do you have any questions prepared?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "What the fuck do you mean?" It's like I didn't know until like 15 seconds beforehand that we were doing this. So I just kind of
I think it
I just
went
kinda had
well for how
to-
ill prepared every party was. For all parties.
it's been going like really well, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
think
I'm glad we did this. This was a lot of fun.
This is
Very
see, you know,
casual. I
this
like
is
it.
this is why more presidents should come to me, because I ask the hard hitting questions.
Did you extend the offer to Marshy? I'm sure he would have accepted.
I extend it. We we could go.
Episode 2, baby. Be on the lookout.
Well, I do want to clarify as well while I'm here. Marshy is not a bad candidate choice either. I do
do not
genuinely
think so
think he would
myself.
lead Mirthcraft extremely well. So
I think it's close. It's a close race.
yeah, but there's no need for drastic change. Wow, that's right when we're talking about Marshy, huh? Look, not a
I
coincidence.
think Marshy is a really good candidate, and then it starts pissing it down. Just
He's a
abruptly.
good candidate, but I'm better.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
inclined to agree with that.
Seen as fact. Confirmed.
I did for the predictions. I did
You'll see
vote
that
Marshy
Ryan
purely
clip
on the
you-
basis
You'll
that
see that Reinhardt clip I hit last night. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
the Overwatch
That
one.
was
Yeah,
crazy.
no, that was
Yeah,
really
that
good.
Reinhardt clip. You see that
All right.
double
Well, we
fire
will go
strike?
and wrap this up. I have to get ready for the debate and also Overwatch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wrapping up our podcast episode. Holy shit! He
I've
means
got y'all.
business.
She's wrapping it up.
I got you guys.
I am running out of time
Say
though, unfortunately. So I didn't expect it to take
100%
an hour.
is.
Honestly, well done.
What's the
Honestly, I'm
opposite of
glad.
an Intro?
Plenty
Yeah,
of content,
this was awesome.
but yeah, no, it's been really great having you. We're really
Y'all are
happy
great.
you
Y'all are
guys
great. This was
Our
so much
first
fun.
and only guest ever.
Yeah, the only guest who ever existed.
can't ask Marshy?
We could
ask him.
if we
I
have
think
the
He might be
time.
busy. He's probably prepping as well. The thing is,
Just try asking him.
Yes,
I'm
awesome.
100% positive that he would say yes.
all right.
Take
Maybe
him
I'll shoot a
hostage
message
during the
away.
debate. Yeah.
Yeah, just give him a.
He doesn't
like,
need
give
to
him-
go to
give
the
him his
debate. He can
warm-up.
stay with us. You know,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
fine.
We're the
Yeah, no,
only
it's been-
debaters you need.
Yeah, we're the
Exactly.
we're the important debate.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
debating with me is harder than debating with anyone else on the server.
Absolutely. No questions asked. Absolutely.
I don't know. Ramen's pretty tough to debate with.
Oh, put him and Ram in the same room. Come on.
What
It's gonna be so funny.
What are Ramen's policies on purging people? What would
I
Ramen
don't know.
think
You'd
of
have to
that?
ask him. I cannot get inside the mind of that man.
I
I'll
can pretty
figure him
easily,
out.
but I mean,
I'll
you know.
figure it out. We'll figure it out. Me and
Together.
Ramen,
And then we
Together?
like, each other
and
by
we'll,
that.
and we'll run as a duo party, and we'll really get things done. We'll get to the bottom of this. This
In
Mirthcraft
4 months.
situation. In
When the
4
next
months.
election rolls over.
Mm-hmm.
God,
What is
wait.
4 months? Oh, that's like, yeah, that's such an awkward time for it. It's like,
February?
yeah,
Kinda. I don't know.
well, January. It would be March. Jesus.
Well,
we
yeah.
we have been keeping you. Do you want to
We
go
have
play
been keeping-
Overwatch?
No, it's no worries. It's no worries.
It's
If it was
good.
a
No,
problem,
we-
I
we-
would have spoke up. I promise.
It's like, can you shut the
right.
fuck up? It's like...
Oh.
What? No, not you, no.
You've upset our guest.
The
Say-
bit didn't land. The bit didn't
Say,
land.
this is why I talk to the presidents and you work the fields.
This
Lawsuit
is
time.
fucking awful.
Yeah, you're getting 2 lawsuits now.
You sue us over that, I say.
I said
yeah,
emotional
shut up, and you
damage,
just fucking-
50
Emotional
diamonds.
distress.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Well, thank y'all for having me. This was a ton of fun. This was,
Absolutely.
y'all are great at this.
Absolutely.
You should definitely ask
you.
Marshy to come on. I'd love to hear him respond to these questions.
These
know,
are
if he
great
would
questions,
actually
brilliant questions.
Talk about his policies. Just saying.
Ooh.
Oh,
blow,
like that's
low
like a
blow.
little light
Low blow.
roast there. Is that
Low
what-
blow.
Yeah.
Low blow. Right to the shins.
Right to the shins. Scooter
He's,
to the shin.
he's on his knees right now. He's thinking about his policies. He's
I'm sure he's
dying.
absolutely devastated right now.
He's devastated. He saw this after it's uploaded, after the presidential debate
Yeah.
has already happened, and after someone has already won. He's
Oh,
thinking,
I'll upload it in like 5 minutes.
brilliant.
Lovely. That's good.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's really been great.
Wrapping this up
Yeah.
for so long.
This is like
We
this
have-
is like the 5th wrap up now. I think.
Is this how
Probably
people wrap
worse.
up interviews? Do they
Just
wrap it up for 10
repeat
minutes?
over and over.
Listen, All right, no, we set up. We
Gotta
go
get
formal. We
mid-relax.
go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for accepting this opportunity. It has been incredible to have you with us, and that is all of our questions for tonight. Good night.
Thank you. Have a good night.